Gabby and Liza, I briefly have to ask you, what was it like to speak Tagalog and say Tayona as you jump into the portal? Come on, I gotta get. I had to ask you that question.
I loved it.
I love it too.
Being able to speak Tagalog in the movie, that's so cool. I actually put Tayona on my nails today.
Oh, you
in
did?
honor of the film. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that is genius.
Yeah, but it's usually something my mom would say to me when I was taking too long to get ready for school. Tayona!
Yeah, no, I felt so proud, like being able to speak in my mother dialect or language, and it's fun because I've been here in LA. I moved to LA 2 years ago from the Philippines, and so I've been speaking a lot of English, and this was like a great refresher course, basically, to be able to speak in Tagalog through this film.
We've also talked, how Joe and Risa share like the strong traits with the women in Joel and Januar's families and extended families. What conversations did you have together about that? And shout out to the strong women on stage and in their families that helped inspire the story. But talk about the importance of that too, because that's such a huge theme in this movie.
Yeah, I think one thing when Daniel and I were kicking this story off, we were, there's that old adage of write what you know, but for us, we were writing who we know. And really, this movie, is about connections, and sometimes the people in our lives, they bring so much good, so much light, and we don't take time to acknowledge that. And my wife is one of the people that just has been through so much and brings so much joy, and to me wanted to bring that into the script. And Daniel, you've pulled from a lot of inspirations as well.
Yeah, again, like I mentioned, my sister Jo, who's inspired the character of Jo, played by her, and not only her, but like my mom, my grandma, my nieces, my cousins who I grew up with, and again, and I'm sure you could speak to this, Joe, where Joe and Risa are a culmination of these these powerful women in our family that have helped shaped us. And I think the amazing thing is, with her and Liza, I don't think we definitely talked about the characters, but it was on the page, and we talked about their personalities and their headspace and kind of their point of view. But the amazing thing is, Joe and I could talk in detail about the experience of our families, but there was a trust that we didn't even have to tell you about my sister or Joel's wife, because I knew that you would connect. Mm-hmm. Just being a powerful women yourselves and being warm personalities, we just show you the personality or the characters, the story, and we knew that you'd find something. And already, I mean, just from meeting you, it's like, oh yeah, this is Joe and this is Risa. So that's the beautiful thing about filmmaking too, right, Joel? It's like you kind of put a lot of the work up front, and it starts to take a life of its own. And I'm sure in all your art forms you've seen, once you get in the zone, it kind of just creates itself. And I felt that was the same way with how you develop the characters. It's it just kind of, we planted the seed together and we just watched it grow beautifully.
Love that. Well, to that segues into our Q&A session. We have a question from one of our live stream audience members who's asking Liza and Gabby, in both of your careers, do you feel that there were times you had to leave friends behind in a sense to achieve your dreams? And if so, what did you guys do to maintain that connection?
That's a really good question. That's a great one.
Yeah. I mean, for me, I started singing when I was really young. So, I mean, there were moments I definitely missed out on, or I couldn't always make the slumber party, I mean, I definitely had those moments, but I had to sacrifice a lot, and I ended up moving to LA with my dad from the Bay Area, and my best friend was in the Bay Area, and I rarely got to see her, but every time we would see each other, it was like no time ever went by. And I think those are the real friends, where you can come back and it's like, you just pick up where you left off. But yeah, that was really tough, honestly. Like going to follow my dreams and leaving my friends behind in the Bay Area. But you know, they come to every show, and I show up when I can, and yeah, we definitely worked to maintain that connection.
Liza?
Yeah, I think for me, I was constantly moving around as a child, so it was very hard for me to form like best friends. Like I had a lot of friends all the time, up until like when I was in the Philippines and I finally like stayed put in one place for a while. I made a best friend and I started working when I was 12. And so I did miss out on a lot of things too at school, just hangouts after school and everything. But I think the important thing is like I would just make the extra effort on special occasions or whenever like an opportunity would pop up for us to hang out. I would make sure that I, gave that time to that person. But also, I feel like over time and as I got older, my views on friendship kind of changed, and I realized that I can have best friends for different like like elements of my life, I guess, if that makes sense. And it's cool when you do have a best friend that you like kind of grow up with, because that's the person that you kind of ends up seeing different versions of you and gets to rediscover you over and over again. And so I find that those are like the really special friendships. And I luckily have one of those. She's here today.
I love that. We have some questions in the room. Do we have a mic runner? Okay, we have a question here at the front. Go ahead. There you go.
Hi, Janet. Hi,
Hi,
Ruben.
hello, congratulations. I've been looking forward to this film. For Januel and Joel, did you have Liza and Gabby in mind already before you made the film? And for Gabby and Liza, what did you discover about each other making this film?
Yeah, I remember we had kind of early meet and greet with you, Gabby, with her just she was just coming to visit the studio, and we were like, oh, let's just see if it's a good fit. And even when we were about to meet you, it's like, I really want to work with her already even before. and then we met, and you were great. And it was even so early that we couldn't even like pitch to you the project yet, right? We were just like, just come to DreamWorks, and we'll just tell you we're working on something. And yeah, again, the vibes were good, and it was funny because I remember you were saying that like oh, the things I'm really passionate about, like that would actually get me to quit music is like animation and anything with Filipino heritage. And we were like, you probably don't have to quit music for any of that.
You can do both.
But again, as soon as we heard that, and not only that you're a fan of animation, but that you're a fan of DreamWorks animation, like a huge fan, like loves Madagascar. You and your sister sing Madagascar 2 front to back. And so it's like, oh, this has to work. Just like Joe said, this is fate.
Actually, and speaking of fate, and get to Liza in a second, but Gabby, it was interesting when you finally came in for the character of Joe, and you remember when you saw the picture of Joe?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, yes. And she was exactly as I pictured her. Like, no kidding. Like, it was literally dead on what I imagined her to be.
Janiel and I were having that experience of like, these were characters we were living with in our heads, and it was really important to us to go, they need to feel real. Everybody should see themselves or someone they know in them. And then Liza, when you came in for your audition, and you floored us right away with the performance and the authenticity. I remember talking to you about, these are incredibly complex characters, and you have Raisa who's dealing with, she has an exciting future, and she has a friend she loves, but it's her future's pulling her away from that. And I remember you were able to identify with that situation.
Yeah, I think I was actually going through that at the time when I had auditioned. That was when I just left like the Philippines and moved to LA. So I was going through a lot of that, not only with my friendships, but with my family, the career I had back home. So yeah, I really resonated with Riza, and I think that's why I was able to like tap in on the emotional side of things so easily, because I was going through it.
Just going back briefly, what does Tayona mean? Go ahead, Liza. Explain, because we went through it and I was like, wait, we didn't explain what it meant.
It means like let's go, literally let's go. But it means like let us go together. It doesn't imply like come on, just go. It means we have to go there together.